Call it a sky crane or an aerial truck. It's the Caiman K-Max, and it has phenomenal lifting power.
This is where the K-Max excels. It can lift more than its own body weight.
The Idaho-Montana border, northern USA. Through the last days of a long winter, a logging crew works every daylight hour, felling timber. There's only one way to shift the timber quickly enough. And only one machine can do the job. Chuck Gorski flies the K-Max. He's piloted all kinds of helicopters in his 4 decades of flying. He flew Hueys in Vietnam.
You have to respect it for what it can do. I mean, that's the first thing that hits you when you start working it, is what it'll do for the amount of power.
Today, he and operations manager Dave Webb have to use all that power to meet a strict deadline.
Hopefully it'll end up being about 8 hours of flight time and hopefully close to around 1 million pounds.
1 million pounds is 453 metric tons. And that's a lot of wood for one helicopter to shift. What makes the K-Max the ultimate aerial crane is its rotors. They're made of wood, coated in fiberglass, a combination that's proven to be more resilient than steel.
You can see why we have the warning on the aircraft to approach from the front. That's how low the rotor system could get.
But most remarkably, lift comes from 2 sets of rotor blades rotating in opposite directions. While a conventional helicopter needs a tail rotor to keep its fuselage from spinning, there's no need here, because these two, set at opposing angles, balance each other out. That means the K-Max is naturally stable. It wants to hover. Plus, no tail rotor means more engine power goes into lifting. The rest of the design is all about simplicity. Simple means rugged, light, and easy to maintain.
24 volts, it's all DC, just one generator.
And steering comes from a basic rudder.
And it works very simply. You push the pedal and the rudder moves. Of course, it only works if you have airspeed. We can push the pedal all we want at a hover, and this does nothing.
The checks reveal that the K-Max is in good shape. The ground team has bonded up more than a dozen loads for the K-Max to lift. With its super strength hook, Chuck has the ability to lift over 2.5 tons every trip. And he'll keep working till the light fades. Logging remains one of the most dangerous occupations out there. Throw a helicopter into the mix, and this needs to be a tightly controlled, highly skilled operation. And while the pencil-thin cockpit means Chuck can see out of both sides and get the clearest possible view of what's happening on the ground, he will need to spend every second of the day in a state of constant vigilance. The K-Max may not be the fastest or the most stylish aircraft on the planet, but when it lifts more than its own weight, time after time, day after day, it's doing something that no other chopper can do.
It reminds me of an ant that can carry a twig on its back. This is a machine that looks really tiny compared to the massive things it can do.